Hello, good day to you. Today, I'm going to talk about installation of OpenShift. So, the version of OpenShift I'll be installing is called OpenShift Origin. So, this is the version that is made available for the developers and anybody that want to try it out. So, OpenShift, this is like the official definition is an open source container application platform, from Red Hat. It is based on Docker containers and Kubernetes. So basically, OpenShift is a platform as a service or where you can deploy your applications inside containers. The most popular container out there now is Docker. So your application is deployed inside Docker and deployed on one of the nodes. So I'll be doing this installation. I'll be installing one master and also one node. So I'll be using two virtual machines. So if you have like physical machine, you can use those, but virtual machines is good enough for the demonstration. So I would recommend that you install a fresh installation of CentOS 7 on both machines or minimal installation of CentOS 7. Make sure you give the virtual machines the proper IP addresses and DNS names. Then also, talking about the requirements, there are some other requirements from the official page. So this is the official site for OpenShift, and some of the recommendation is for you to have 8 gig of RAM, two virtual CPU. That's for the master, and maybe 30 gig of hard disk space. And also on the nodes, you have Docker, one virtual CPU, 8 gig of RAM, 15 gig of hard disk space. So that is that as regards to requirement. So, but yeah, we'll be using CentOS 7, not Red Hat 7 for the installation. So this installation is based on Ansible. So we'll be using uh the installation that's based on Ansible, and I have the Git URL here. So, and you can also search for OpenShift OpenShift Origin. So if you Google OpenShift Origin on the GitHub, so it brings you to this page, OpenShift Origin. Remember that, and the one we are going to be using is OpenShift Ansible. So there are different methods of installing OpenShift, but I think this Ansible based installation um, is straightforward, and this is what I'll be demonstrating in this uh, video. So if you are not familiar with Ansible, you don't necessarily have to be familiar with Ansible, but it's gonna help if you at least know one or two things about Ansible, but you don't need to know about Ansible to do this installation. Um, so like I said, I have two virtual machines. So the virtual machines are actually on my OpenStack. So I have the master and the node. So and I have logged into them. So I'm logged into the virtual machines. Um, is OpenShift master.nova local, and the the other one is OpenShift. I think. Okay, let me. Uh, I need to set my hostname properly because that is important for this, because the installation is going to make use of the host name, for maybe generating some certificates HTTPS certificate. So I have to give it a proper name. So OpenShift dot so you have to make sure you set up your um, names and also configure your DNS. So let me configure my DNS. Let me get my IP address is 1.10 here. So oops, sorry about that. So 192.168.1.10, and also I'll put the DNS name for the master. It's 1.5. Also, let me set the host name here. Set host name. Yeah. So let me put my master here. Then I copy these two over to my master also. So that is for the host name. So some other requirements that I have is to install some of these packages, the Apple Apple release, or that is the repository, or Docker, Ansible, and Git. So and also network manager. So these packages are you know expected to be installed. So network manager is expected to be enabled and started. So let's do that installation. Install the pull release, Docker, Ansible, and Git. That is on the master. So the master can also serve as a node. So and that is part of why I'm installing uh, Docker on my master also. So the master can also serve as one of the nodes. Although in a production environment, you want your master just to be a separate machine and just to have the nodes, but you can also have the master also to participate in being a node. So yeah. So waiting for the installation. So like I said, I'll be doing this installation based on OpenShift Ansible. This is the URL, so and I can go there. So this is it. I have to clone this repository. I have to clone this repository, and the particular file that we are interested in is in playbooks, and playbooks BYO. You have to come to BYO and come to config.yaml. So this is what we are going to be using. This file actually. This is the file we'll be referring to. So let's clone this repository. Let me wait for the installation to complete. Then you have to clone the repository. So after cloning the repository, something we have to also do is have to talk about is the inventory file. So The inventory file is actually uh, where most of, like I think, like most of the work is going to be. So we have to create an inventory file. So if you don't know what an inventory file is, that is an ansible term. So inventory file, ansible. So oh, I just want inventory file ansible. So inventory file is the file where ansible will refer to when it's running. So this is, so if you want to learn about what an inventory file is, this is you know this is where it is, and you can get more information here. So we'll be creating an inventory file. The first stanza will refer to OS E v3, that is like Openshift, or the edition, that is version 3. So the children of this are master and nodes. So that is what that means. Then also we are going to define some variables. So part of the variables will be the Ansible SSH user. So the SSH user is the user that that you want to run the installation as. So, and I think that's one of the things I should also include when you are installing your CentOS. Make sure you have a user that's a user with admin rights. So make sure you create a user with administrative right. So you can do that during the installation, or you can also do it after the installation actually. So but make sure that user has administrative right. Then this is not necessary anymore. So then Ansible become, it talks this, what this means is becoming the root, becoming the admin. So the installation is done. uh, so before I actually do the installation, I would like to reboot the virtual machine. So rebooting these virtual machines, I will have to reset my hostname because the domain is going to change. So just give me 1 or 2 seconds to do that. So, but talking about the inventory file, so the inventory file is like the most important thing that you have to do, and you have to be very careful because Ansible is going to refer to this file, and all the installation, we, you know, the, will be automatic, and all the references are going to be to that inventory file. So that is why it has to be properly created. So waiting for the machines to reboot. I'm logging in, waiting to log in. Okay, so the node is logged in. So like I said, I have to redo my hostname because the domain name has changed to Nova Local. So if you're using OpenStack, maybe this is one of the things you might have come into contact with. There's a way to make it permanent, but let me just do it. So this is the proper hostname. It is very important that you have the proper hostname and the IP address set up. So now creating, so by default when you install Ansible, there is an inventory file. So but we are not going to be using this. So let me copy this file to, let me just copy it to a backup, and erase everything here. So now we have to start afresh. So creating the inventory file, like I said, is one of the most important thing about this installation. So the first step, let me just copy it so that it's going to be faster. So the first step is OSE v3 or colon children, and the children here are the masters and the node. But we have only one master and only one node, but it is still refers to as masters and node. So, and before I proceed, let me actually show you. There's a so under the, when you come to OpenShift, so when you come under installation and configuration and come under installing, if you go under advanced installation, so the advanced installation is what we are doing right now. So you will see that it says it is done using Ansible playbooks. So um so this is the inventory file that I've been referring to, and so all the variables that I will be talking about, the definitions are here. So in case maybe there's something that is not clear to you, you can come here and look at all these variables, and so that you understand the definition of them. So this is the first part. So the second part that I'm going to copy is the variables. Also, yeah, that's OSE v3 column vars. So under it, we have to define the variables. So the first variable to be defined is Ansible SSH user, which it says equals dollar. So dollar is the host name, sorry, the username, and this username, has, can become root. So it has the ability to become root. So I'm saying true. So the next is the deployment type. So the deployment type is what kind of deployment. So it is, we are using the origin version. So the another parameter that can be here is enterprise. So if you have the subscription for enterprise installation, you can put enterprise here. But if not, you can do origin. The origin is free. So the next, so this is also very important, especially when you have, after completing the installation, for creating authentication. So this is important. So this is OpenShift. It says OpenShift master identity providers. So what that means is that the provider we are using is HTTP password auth. So login through challenge. So uh, basically what this means is, for authenticating to OpenShift, we are using the HTTPD password or provider. So that is what this means. So you are going to see the importance of this at the end of the installation. So then the second part is containerized. The containerized is true. So that means it's going to use containers to deploy some of the uh, packages that will be installed. Then the OpenShift release. So the version we are doing is 1.5. The next, OpenShift image tag. So it's also important. So version 1.5.0. The next is OpenShift public hostname. So this is the hostname. So let me have to change this to the my hostname. Let me run hostname. So I have to copy my host name and come here. So this is the host name of the master, and OpenShift master default subdomain. Yeah, so I have to put the host name of my master at the end of this. So after doing that, then I have to do, so the another stanza here is master. So this is where we are, defining the master. So right now we have only one master. So we just put the host name of the master here and the nodes. The nodes. So this will be, so like I said, I want the master to also be part of the of the nodes. So, but the second one will be the other node that I have. So the nodes that I'm using are OpenShift master on $stack.com. So that's like the end, but I think let me just show you, there's an example here. So this is a very good example of the inventory file, for setting up a single master and multiple nodes. So this is basically what we just did, a single master and two node basically. So in a way, two node in the sense that the master is also a node. So uh, one master, two node, even though the master is also part of the node. So I hope you get that. So that is that. So but something else you can also put, if you want to put labels on the nodes. So let's say you want to put labels on the nodes. And so we can create labels. So in the label we can the labels are things that you can use to basically quickly refer to the nodes. So here I can say zone and say so let's say this is the west, and for the other one I can say zone is east. So basically that is that. So if you want to refer to this document here, so you can come to this URL, and I'll put it under in the description. So that is that about creating the inventory file. So like I said, the inventory file is one of the most important thing that you have to do. So, and that is what we have done here. So another very important thing that we also have to do is actually setting up SSH keys or password. So we have to set up SSH keys, that ansible will use, over SSH to SSH to both of these nodes. So we have to create the SSH keys. So and we have to create it under for the user dollar. So this is user dollar here. So but I have an SSH key that I used to log into my virtual machines. So I'm going to copy that over, but for the sake of people, maybe I hope you know how to create SSH keys, but if not, I think the command you have to use is the SSH keygen, and you generate keys, for that particular user, and you make sure that the key is available on both machines. So that it's because Ansible is going to rely on that key, to log in to both both of the machines. So, but like I said, I have an SSH key that I use to log in. So I'm going to copy it over to my uh, copy it over to the machine. So just and I think one is .2, and I'm also going to copy it to the other one is .10.8. So if I do an ls, so I have to copy it from temp cloud key to here. So this is SSH key. So let me change the permission on that. So mostly I need it on the master, but this SSH key should be able to log in to also the node that you are using. So that is one thing we have to be able to do. So let me clone the repository. Copy. So I'm cloning the repository. So like I said, the file that we need to refer to is in Openshift Ansible playbooks or byo config.yaml. So this is the Openshift playbook that we are going to use, and the command that we're going to run. So you see now I want to run this command. I'm running it as $user, so I'm not the root anymore. So, and the how to run this command is you have to use Ansible playbook. So then -i to specify the inventory file, and also we have to specify the playbook. So this is the playbook we want to run, like I said. And another thing we have to specify is the private key. So the private key is the key that is needed to be able to log in to both of these machines over SSH. And the last option that I would like to put is the UV for verbose, so that we can get information about the installation as it is going. So dash private key, specify the key, and -v for verbose, and this is the playbook that we are running. This is the inventory file, and this is the Ansible command that we want to run. So let's do it. So this installation is going to take, I think, about 20 minutes. So at some point I may have to end the video and do a second part so that the video will not be too long. So right now it's trying to log in into the create the SSH keys. So you can say what happened there was, it had to log in into SSH keys, and it was asking if to get the fingerprint of those machines. So the SSH key thing is very important. If you don't know how to do it, you can comment and I will maybe take time to explain how to do it. Or I hope you'll be able to know how to do it. Set up your SSH keys. So the installation is going on and you see it's installing a lot of things. It's going to do a lot of configurations on both the master and the node, and it's going to take a couple of minutes. So what I will do is maybe I will stop the video and make a second part where I will do the setup for the other configurations that we need to do. So, but for now, if you have done everything up to this stage, you just have to wait for the installation to complete. You are not going to do anything anymore until the installation completes. So I will stop the video and I'll make the second video. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if something is not very clear to you, or so that I can explain. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.